What up, gang? Welcome to the channel. I'm back with another video, man. You see the title of today's video. Is trucking a poor man's job? Well, apparently somebody thinks so, and this person happens to be a truck driver. All right, I received this comment yesterday. I want to unpack it today. I'm gonna read exactly how she typed this comment up, and then towards the end, I'll come back with a little commentary and share my thoughts. You already know I definitely want to hear yours as well, so drop it in the comments. Let me know what you think about this video. But without further ado, man, let's go ahead and dive into it. All right, so this person says, I'm not trying to be mean because I am also a truck driver, but it gets to a point where we just have to accept it for what it is. Trucking is a poor man's job. That's just what it is. Six figures sound great, but if you think a multi-million or billion-dollar company is not going to make you earn every penny of that, even if it means beating you into the ground, if you think they aren't going to do that, then you're wrong. A truck driver is replaceable. Doesn't matter if you are OTR, local, company, or owner-op. A company can replace you. A broker can replace you. A customer can replace you. I never understood why people are searching for some sort of a Valhalla in the trucking industry. Now that last sentence, that word she used, Valhalla, I've never seen that word before. I've never read it in any piece of literature that I've read. And so I had to use Google to find out what that word meant, to make sense of the context in which she used the word. So apparently this term was used back in the Viking age. And it's essentially where Vikings or warriors who died went afterlife, right? So it's like a heaven for fallen warriors of that time, of that period. So I guess you can translate that and say, I never understood why people are searching for some sort of a heaven, I guess, in the trucking industry. That's just my interpretation. You guys Google the term, check it out, let me know what you think. If you want to provide more clarity on that term, feel free to do so in the comments section. But I don't want to spend too much time on that part of it because that's really irrelevant to what I really want to talk about, and that's the statement she made about trucking being a poor man's job. So first, let me just say, I came from humble beginnings. As a child growing up, we were poor. So I've experienced that lifestyle. I know what that looks like. I know what that feels like. And by the grace of God today, that's not the situation I'm in right now. And yes, in large part, that's due to the big man upstairs, but I also got to give credit to the trucking industry, right? I've been able to provide for my family, live a good lifestyle. I have money in the bank. Thank God I'm not living paycheck to paycheck. I'm able to loan people money if I need to, if I want to. I have a roof over my head, clothes on my back, transportation, just a long list of blessings and things that I'm grateful for. So I'm not rich by any stretch of the imagination, but I'm certainly not poor. And I'm a truck driver. So when she says trucking is a poor man's job, that's personally not my story. Now, do I believe that there are some truck drivers in the industry that may be quote unquote poor, or truck drivers that come into the industry that may be quote unquote poor? Absolutely. I'll give you another example. When I came into the industry, I was unemployed. There were some people in my class who were also unemployed. There were some people in my class that were coming from jobs that didn't pay very well. They didn't really make a lot of money. And that was the reason why a lot of those people were getting into the trucking industry, right? Typically, and this is not always the case, because I know people that nurses that have came into the trucking industry just to get out of that field and get into the trucking industry. So not everybody that comes into the trucking industry is poor, right? Or even low income or poverty, or however you want to describe it. Some people just want to change professions and do something different, right? But there are some people who come into this industry and they're coming from low paying jobs, and the reason behind them getting into trucking is because they want to change their life, they want to level up. I know people come into the industry at all levels, right? All income levels. I guess the definition could be different depending on who you are. So I guess that's subjective when you talk about poor and what that means to you. To me, poor means not having the money or the resources to be able to provide for yourself or maybe others, and you're struggling. Then she also talked about making six figures. She stated, and I'm paraphrasing because I don't remember what she said verbatim, but she said something along the lines of, you know, you have these multi-million-dollar companies, billion-dollar companies, that if you are making six figures, then, you know, they're working you into the ground, right? You're gonna work for every penny, is what she said. And that's probably true in some cases, right? I've seen a lot of people in the comment section that do different jobs that say, look, I work a lot of hours to make X amount of dollars. But I also have seen people that don't work as many hours that still make that number. And so it's gonna be a case by case basis. That's gonna be different for everybody. Not everybody is working the same amount of hours. Not everybody is doing the same type of jobs. Not everybody is doing manual labor. Some people have it easier than others, and the list goes on and on and on. So you really can't make a general statement and say, well, the trucking industry is a poor man's job, because that doesn't represent everybody in the trucking industry. There are a lot of truck drivers within the industry that will disagree with the trucking industry being a poor man's job, because a lot of people are doing well thanks to trucking. You can't just make a broad statement like that and put everybody into the same box, because everybody isn't the same. And so I guess that's my overall point. And then just to touch on what she said about the company, you know, they'll replace you, you know, they'll fire you, things of that nature. That's something I actually agree with, right? And I made a video about this probably about 3-4 videos ago, and I think the title was something along the lines of "There's no job security in trucking." I've talked about this. I 100% agree with a company will fire you. I personally don't believe in job security, and I've stated that in several videos. I believe in job stability, but I know that a job can and will get rid of you if the business is being impacted to the point to where they're losing enough money to where they have to cut expenses. And you as an employee on the payroll, you're an expense. So if the stuff hits the fan and the company start losing enough revenue, whether it's because of the economy, whether it's some type of change in the company and they want to go a different direction, so many different things can happen to where it can impact the employees, right? If it impacts that company's bottom line, they have to make some tough decisions. Ultimately, those decisions sometimes can lead to people losing their jobs, right? And nobody's really safe from that, even if you are a union employee. I know I have some unionized employees that may watch the channel, but look, we've already seen examples of that. And this is something else that I mentioned on a previous video. We've already seen examples of even unionized employees losing their jobs. We've seen unionized employees get laid off, right? So those things can happen even if you have union representation. So the possibility is still there. My point is, she's right, 100% right about a job can replace you. The job can let you go. It just is what it is. She also talked about the money that these companies are making. $1 million companies or multi-million-dollar companies, billion-dollar companies, whatever the case may be. Listen, I don't know about you guys, But I've never applied for a job thinking about how much money the company was making. I've always applied thinking about how much money that I'm gonna be making. So I would encourage anybody if you're thinking about how much money the company is making, look, the company is gonna do what the company is gonna do in terms of revenue. I wouldn't put all of my focus on what the company is making. Channel that energy on yourself. Make yourself more valuable so you can maximize your earning potential. Again, I mentioned this before. The more you learn, the more you earn. Work on your personal development. I'm all about accountability, man. I hate when I see people saying, oh, it's because of this person, it's because of this president, it's because of this government, this person did this, and this job did this, and it's just me. Everybody else, you guys do whatever you do, right? This is just my philosophy, man. Control the controllables. And so for me, it's all about, okay, how can I be better? I'm not waiting on somebody else to do something for me. I'm taking it upon myself and I'm going out there and figuring it out. That's what I'm doing. I don't care about who the next president is gonna be. None of that, right? Because at the end of the day, what's gonna happen is gonna happen. I can say I want this person to be president because of this reason. It doesn't mean it's gonna happen. If it doesn't happen, now what? What am I gonna do? It's not about what happens, it's about how you respond to it, how you react to what happens. No matter what, I still have to go about my business and do what I need to do in order to take care of my responsibilities. That's just my philosophy. Y'all let me know what you think in the comment section. Do you believe trucking is a poor man's job? Drop it in the comment section, let me know. Look, I'm gonna get ready to get out of here. My GoPro getting ready to die. And I'll see you guys on the next one, man. Y'all take care. Peace.